Good evening, everyone. Now, let's continue the extension part in this video. And in this video, we are going to understand the impact of the import substitution on our domestic industry. But before moving on to the word of import substitution, let's try to again once recall the definition of the two words import substitution, which was done prior to the year 1991, and export promotion, which is being done after the year 1991. Well, import substitution is a method of protecting the domestic industries. Import substitution is a method of protecting the domestic industries from the abroad industries by imposing of certain protection techniques like tariff and quotas. Now, contrary to it, export promotion is a strategy of earning foreign exchange by promoting domestic exports. When we promote domestic exports, that is export promotion, and we protect our domestic industries from international market, it is import substitution. Now, let's try to understand this heading, which is called as the impact of import substitution on domestic industry. Now, when we are saying the impact of import substitution, please understand there is both a good and a bad impact of inward looking trade strategy, that is import substitution strategy. The first merit or the good impact of import substitution strategy has been that there has been opportunities of investment. There has been opportunities of investment for the small industries. There has been opportunities of investment for the small industries. Now what happens is when abroad industries cannot enter in our market, there is a chance for the domestic industries to grow. Now, when there is a chance for the domestic industries to grow, what happens is many new small industries open. Many new small industries open, because of which it leads to the growth of the domestic industries. Secondly, what happens is our growth of our growth of our industries. Now, growth of our industries happens because now the abroad countries don't enter into our market, so our domestic market is flooded with our own industries. The more the number of our own domestic industries open, what happens is the entire money is revolving and rotating around our own economy, which leads to transformation in our economy through the increase in GDP. Now, third good impact is that there is diversification of industrial growth. There is diversification of industrial growth. Now, what diversification of industrial growth means that there is rise of industries. There is rise of industries. And when we say rise of industries, please understand we are saying sunrise industry. Sunrise industries means the rise of industries. Now, what happens is when only domestic industries now remain in our country, multiple different types of industries open. Electronic goods have opened, which has led to expansion of the market. Automobile industries have opened, which has led to expansion of market. So we are not only confined to one single industry, but we are now running multiple industries. This running of multiple industries is called diversification of industries. So the 3 points positive impacts of import substitution has been: one, high industrial growth; second, diversification of industries; and third, new investment opportunities. But it is not that only there are some merits associated to it. There are also some demerits associated with inward looking trade strategy. The first big demerit is that import substitution strategy has been adopted to avoid competition from international market. Now when there is no competition, there is no modernization, and people actually are confined only to have limited goods. They do not have quality goods, they are only confined to limited goods. There is an example. Because of import substitution, please understand, because of import substitution, in the early 90s, in the late 90s, India was having only two models of car, that is Fiat and Ambassador. Any person willing to take any other good apart from this had to pay a huge amount if he had to bring in from abroad, because those big industries never competed in our country during that period. So there was no competition, there was no modernization of our economy. Secondly, there was public monopoly. What happened was, since government took all the decisions about industries, it was only the government industries which progressed, because of which these industries created a monopoly. Like for example, I don't know, many of you might not know that in the late 90s, telecommunication was a totally government organization, and just for a single telephone connection, people had to wait for a long period of time. But you see today, what has happened is, we can get any connection even without paying any charge. We are getting SIM. This is the growth of industries. If had been export promotion not been done, had industries not come in our country, we would have still confined to that telephone connectivity. So the 2 points are, one is inefficient public government monopoly, and second, lack of modernization. The third point which says is, the economy did not grow. Now, there were more of government industries, because of which private industries did not come. Now, when private sector industries did not come, investment did not come. When investment did not come, money did not flow. When money did not flow, employment did not increase. And when employment did not increase, the standard of the living of the people, instead of increasing, started to decrease. That was one big demerit of inward looking trade strategy. But as we all know, with time all these have changed. So the 3 points, please understand, which has been the bad impact of inward looking trade strategy. One has been government monopoly, one has been lack of modernization, and the third has been economy moving back, that is less growth of the GDP. I hope you have understood from the video. Thank you everyone.